Hi everybody, my name is Shabbat K75 and welcome to my Duty Culprit God podcast. Stay till the end, we will talk about very interesting topic which affect all of us and you'll get very nice tips about the gameplay. My today's guests are Milf Hunter, the Fallen King on the K146, Joleene as well. She was the former queen of the kingdom 202. Rogue, he is the diplomat.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I think a lot should be our first topic in this 00 God podcast. And we have some incident yesterday and it affect all the members of our alliance. It put me a lot of thinking because changing the kingdoms, changing the alliance, I meet a lot of people and a lot of players which in one segment of this game switch their mind and this game become their real life. So I wish to talk about where is that border.
202 was a great kingdom, very young, a lot of very inexperienced players, but a couple that had some experience. We really only had about 3 very, very toxic players there. One was the leader of another alliance that desperately wanted to be king, but was just completely unstable and could not be trusted in any aspect. He had a lot of deals going on behind the scenes. Another one, excellent player, but very toxic towards other members. He would be rude. He thought he knew everything. And if I told him off, he would then sulk and be upset and not, join events. So there are, I think, a couple of different types of toxic players that you can have. Subsequently, when I left, he then went, not this rogue, but he went rogue in the kingdom and is now just hitting people at will in an alliance with him and his alts. That's it. No other alliance will accept him. The other 2 players that were toxic, that were doing a lot of behind the scenes, trying to take over, trying to sabotage what we had going. People choose to play that way, whether they're like that in real life or not, it doesn't really matter. All we can see from our end is what they're doing, how they're acting and reacting, and if it's unacceptable for the good of everybody else, then they have to be dealt with. Whether that's by kicking them and burning them, asking them to leave the kingdom. It's unfortunate, but there's no other way around it that I can see.
Hunter, you have the similar experience, right? I must say Hunter was my king. Before I go to the K40, I was on the K146. You have the similar experience, right?
With toxic people?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were several toxic people. Well, from the start of the kingdom, really. Even before I was king and stuff. There's a few toxic people, but they all soon left after people ganged up on them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It seemed to be going alright then after. When the ex-queen left, she left the game. And a few other alliances left with her, not with her, they went to other kingdoms and stuff. So, we brought other alliances in, they were quite happy or whatever, but there's, still a few toxic people, which, kind of messed up the game a bit. Like some others, maybe. But, generally, I think, most people are quite happy. For a while. Except for, GBA, I think. They weren't very happy. With, the thing is, GBA is a whole. There's certain people, I think, in that alliance, and some in our own alliance.
Yeah, Rogue.
They weren't so happy with it.
Yeah, Rob, what do you think about that? As diplomat, you are facing a lot of different leaders and officers and certainly have the more experience in this than us. What you think about this kind of players? Does they ruin the game? Does they ruin the kingdom? Does they ruin the fun at all with that kind of the behavior?
Well, from my experience, I mean, you have to realize that you are facing always, as a diplomat, you are always facing another alliances. There is people from all over the world. You have to respect their gender, their religion, their it's a different way of living for them, and some may adequately consider their lower power, their lower status in the alliances or in the kingdom offensive, and they will express that all their real life issues, like God forbid, but it happens, we are all aware of that, like the drinking issues, like frustration issues, they're gonna put all that negativity into the game. So that will always cause some sparks. The best of you can do is basically try to calm the situation until you can reason with that person. That happens, but that's the stuff that always happens in alliances and in kingdoms. The issue is that's happening actually more often and more devastating and bigger and bigger. Like, for example, if in newer kingdoms or smaller alliances like 5, 6, 7 billion maybe, those things rarely happen because, like we said, we are facing about alliances with 50, 60 castles all together. If we have maybe some older players who ported to the newer kingdoms, they had more experience. So those are the players that usually have hyper farms or battle accounts or hope accounts. But newer players, for them that's like normally to have one account, they are not aware what farming, or no, they have the issues of farming.
Yes, but you will, all of you, all of us, we can agree that they have the common spot. Their behavior is the same, their acting is the same, they are seeking for the attention, they are seeking for the recognition. So basically, we can all agree that, in this, they bring their personal problems into the game and manifest that through their playing, seeking for some kind of authority or big importance and that kind of stuff, pity, compassions. But where is that line to draw and to say, okay, this is enough, this is actually the game, everybody has the problems, and when we enter in the game we wish to play, to have the fun with the fun people, not to resolve the personal problems and issues. Where is that line? Joleene?
Depends on the individual person that you're trying to help. I mean, I don't think the majority of people here aren't out to hurt people or make them feel bad, but they obviously have issues. But when you're leading a kingdom or in Rogue's position as diplomat or alliance leader or on council, you can't sacrifice the well-being of the majority for one individual. So,
if I may interrupt. The question about the line with the toxic players, it's not the line. For once in the life, it's not black and white. It's actually gray, what people don't understand. The easiest solution would be to remove that player out of the environment, out of the alliance. But you have to realize it's like pulling the tree out of the ground. You have roots, and those roots can cause more damage than people are aware, because that toxic player has friends in your alliance, and you're gonna get beating about that. That toxic player can also go rogue and hurt your kingdom for weeks and weeks and weeks if he's smart or has any decent PvP skills.
Yes, I must jump here and include the hunter because there is also the one issues. For example, if you are on the strong server and in the strong alliance, you can easily deal with that kind of people. If you call 1, 2, 3 strike and you are kicked out and that's it, you can defend. But what to do when on the smaller and the weaker kingdom you try to repair, to bring the alive, and that kind of player has the big power and actually you cannot do anything for it. You face that situation, hunter. At the end of the day, the lot of you must jump to the other server and leave the kingdom as it is to dying. Am I right?
Sort of, yeah, a little bit. I think you're on about Gazellen, is it?
Among
He's the
the
big
others,
player,
yeah.
I think you might be on about. Yeah, well, there's been a few there, to be fair. There has been a few of them in that kingdom. The latest one was him. There was talks of him, like, talking with another alliance to take over, which would have been thing, which was quite bad. But I'm not really sure if it was. I think he denied it, obviously, but I'm not really sure. Apparently it's him and like one or two others in the other alliance that spoke about it to take over. Which, I don't know, it didn't really bother me. It did bother me a bit to start off with. I was like, what's going on? Like, why did nobody like to... It's like they're afraid to lose troops, I think. Like, afraid to lose power, I'm not really sure. I don't know. Like, I wasn't very happy that they didn't try to, like, keep it.
Yes, but actually, that is not only the issues. I was with my alt on the K1 161, and recently few players contact me from there and seeking for the new kingdom and the new server because the pretty similar things happened, that the players with the big pocket boost their power and go to the brutal force among the smaller players. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something about the game. Maybe the developers can do something about it. For example, like you have the limitation for a certain time of period to jump on the server. Servers is under protect to limit to boosting the skills, so everybody can develop in some kind of the proportion, and on that way stop people to leave the game and playing, and you have a lot of server who's opening now and a lot of servers who is actually dead. What do you think about that, Rob?
Well, the point is that actually the people got disappointed with the conversation with the management of Game of Thrones a couple of, month and a half, 2 months ago, when even Tina Stone decided she's retiring, because they set a lot of requests from the management of the game and they didn't got any quality response. Regarding that, we see some improvements, like for now, like pre-glorious set and stuff like that, but the game is still costly, highly costly, and even the median spender is kind of out of the league. So the truth is to be said, if the person is willing to spend, any big person can literally destroy one kingdom. And the only option for alliance in that case is to leave the kingdom. There is no other option. If you cannot reason with the whale, you're just killing your alliance. The point is that those players actually do a good thing, because they kind of weed out the weak players. Like, if you want to be a strong alliance, competitive alliance, you need players who gonna defend themselves, who will know how to defend themselves, and resources needed to grow stronger and troops to be stronger. And for that, while that actually sucks to have an invader on kingdom, it's actually at least at some points beneficial because people learn how to fight.
Yes,
That's one of the good things.
yes, but who will
But there
explain
is
that?
always
Who will explain that to the new people? You know, when the servers is open and you jump into the game and they put you on the map, you don't know. Actually, you have a lot of small guys, and you have one money guy who boosts his power, and basically you cannot do anything. Only persisting one can survive, and eventually they will leave the kingdom. This is my fourth kingdom, for example. But a lot of new one will just leave it. That's
that's why we have the whole chronicle system, basically.
yeah.
But there is people that simply ignore that. So you have older people that are basically, sadly to say, clueless. That would be the nice way to say it. Someone would say peep as peep, but I would say clueless. Let's say clueless.
Okay.
So we don't.
One of the reasons why I came to ENL was to learn more about more advanced fighting, more efficient in events. Because I didn't leave my kingdom because I disliked it. It was nice being clean. And in order to do that, I came here because there are so many experienced, good players in ENL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually okay. At the Hunter, it's a little bit different situation, but you are now in the good hands, man.
In a good alliance, yeah, it's great. It's a lot better. Like, it's more like alliance gifts. There's a lot more people active and stuff than there was before. Like in the alliances in before and stuff. It's a lot better and better, higher standard in like AC and SOW. It's a lot better. Yeah, it is a lot better.
And actually, when you are in that kind of alliance, especially if it's orientated like the friendly, familiar surrounding, you wish to play. You actually cannot wait to see your virtual family. Am I right?
Oh hell yeah, it's good fun. It's
Yeah.
good fun making friends in game and stuff. It is good fun.
Yeah, it's.
It is good fun.
Yes, Joleene, I see that you wish to say something.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I'm pretty much the same person in the game as I am out of the game. I sometimes wonder what these toxic people are like out of the game, and maybe they're so frustrated that they come into the game just to be toxic. But we're very fortunate here so far in ENL that everybody, with the exception of one, seems quite great, agreeable. Sure, there's a bit bitching here and there, but you're going to get that with 90 people.
Well, we actually have a few one before Rognal, before you came and joined, before Hunter came and joined to us, but it was like easier to remove that kind of players. What happened yesterday, it's actually affect all of us. And it's not the good things, yeah, you're right. It's actually one common thing for them, that attention seeking. So, like I say, eventually in one moment they will jump maybe to some weaker kingdom and play the big guys there and destroy that kingdoms. I don't know, something for the end. We will finish this soon. I have a lot of materials. Okay, Bronn came to the end. Hello, Bronn.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Bronn.
Sorry I'm late. I was just doing my hair.
He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's interrupting on the end. Never mind. Welcome, Bronn. Bronn is actually was the leader of Sam. I'm sorry, of the Sam. Sam and Enel merge, and that's how our story face to the Earth of God. But this is the other topic. So, guys, something for the end, for the new players, for the new alliance, old alliance, how to deal with this kind of the players and the person who destroyed the fun actually and destroyed everybody's days.
Don't underestimate the damage one toxic person can do to your life. Never.
Yeah, they are crossing between the reality and the fun. Are they put in the game their real lives and issues and problems, seeking for the attention, recognition? That was the topic. So maybe at the end, because you are late and we like half an hour interview, maybe you wish to add something about this and how to deal with this.
Toxic people. I mean, you get one every alliance has one. You'll get one that comes in just to annoy everybody. They think it's really funny. At the end of the day, you just have to kick them and burn them. It's as simple as that. They should all be burned. Just round them all up, put them in a field, and burn the bastards. Simple as that. I come here for fun, and nudes, of course.
Like complete nirvana.
Yeah, but actually, in one moment, Hunter facing the similar situation and the new servers, for example, K16061, the new servers facing, for example, the player with the big pockets and with the personal ego issues, who are bullying the new ones and the server dies.
We've had them, the credit card heroes. Spit on them all.
Maybe if the game doesn't wish to limit something, maybe they can allow us once in the time the big players from old server, like like the military, to jump without any cost and make the order. What do you think about that?
Well, I'd love to be able to jump about all over the place. I try it in the kitchen, but the wife gets really annoyed. But I mean, if they could bring down the cost of jumping servers, then obviously, if you have a bully, you could just put it in a what's name in a communal chat, and then everybody go and sort the shit house out. It's as simple as that. But it'll never happen.
Hunter, your opinion?
What was that? Sorry, I was miles away.
You was miles away.
Yeah, sorry. I was doing something in the game.
Bronn, Hunter, Joleene, Rogue, you can catch up and jump whenever you want. I will right now put the question from my personal experience. Till my first server was K160. And in that moment, for example, everybody was around 20 million, 30 million players was like, wow. And we have one guy who had 300 million, and he crushed all Alliance by himself, because you have one Alliance who has 1 billion power and one player with 300 on that kind of server. So basically the server died at the end. I was jumped. And I was pretty lucky to know the guys and to pull me on the K40 after you, Hunter, yours the K146, and to enter in the NL. It's for example, right now our Alliance doesn't recruit anyone under the 200 million powers. So how small guys to join that kind of Alliance who can protect, learn, and where he can grow, and he wished to play, but he can't because the bullying.
Yeah, I mean, we had the same problem on. I recently made an alt on K205, and we had the same problem. One guy spent a lot of money, made his castle really strong, and then he decided to go killing everybody on the server. But I mean, that's his choice. At the end of the day, it is a war game. So if that's how he gets his fun, then good on him.
like if they stick to the rules and stuff, if they stick to like war days and stuff, I think it's all fair.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
I'd be pretty annoyed though if I was like if I left myself unbubbled one day and it was a war day and I got zeroed, I'd be pretty annoyed. Like I'd be pretty upset with myself. Not with the person that like zeroed me, because it's like my own fault.
Yeah.
Not bubbling. Like you can buy a bubble a day for 1,000 blue diamonds. They're not expensive.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, when you first start out and you've only got a small castle, 1,000 diamonds that's a fortune.
Yes, it's the
For
fortune.
free-to-play players, maybe it would cost this. Well, it probably is quite a bit for free-to-play players, isn't it? Would have thought.
And,
Yeah.
for example, actually, when you are also in the New Kingdoms and the smaller alliance, the killing the rebels and the stuff doesn't bring you a lot of diamonds, you know. So basically, Bronn is have the point. The 1,000 diamonds for one day of the bubbling, it's the fortune, especially when you develop your Hof and dungeon, so you can unlock T4 and royals and other stuff. It's not the easy.
Well, there
Actually-
are tactics.
Actually, this game is strategic. Like for every action, there is an opposite reaction. That's what I told you. Like for example, we got invaded on K55 by Moyud. So no way you can kill him or hurt him. So what's your best strategy to fight him? Basically, the entire kingdom work together.
Yeah.
We had every single node at least like touched, so it doesn't spam on search. Every node was attacked. Basically, on the end, the last 2 weeks before he left the kingdom, he was sitting on the node with 5 golden commanders like Cersei, like Jon Snow, like the Hound, because with the royal troops, because he didn't want to get hit. That's the point. It doesn't matter how much money you have. There's one thing in the game you will always need, and that's resources. If you cannot beat him, starve him. It's like strategy. The people needs to realize you are not bound just by force. Any player here can be starved. You cannot grow if you don't have resources. 400, 500 castles were sitting in the King's Landing and farming. And he couldn't even attack. There was a peace because he couldn't move, because he had all his 8 expeditions on farms, because he needed to do the researches. And after 2 weeks, he left the kingdom. So there is always a strategy. This is a strategy game.
Oh, yeah. At the end, like I say, if you can't afford a bubble, then basically don't make too many troops, and you can hide them. If you hide them, and you don't need a bubble. There's nothing they can take. They can take resources, but you can always send them to a bank. So you've never actually got anything that's worth taking.
So can we actually agree for the end of this 000 podcast, the first one in the God world, anytime? So can we agree for the at the end of this story that basically, because you cannot exclude that kind of people, that the people who bring the personal life into the fun and to the game, they should be removed. And if they are too stronger or they are too much bully, they are the community should be joined and fight against that kind of the behavior.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
Games are meant to be fun. It's as simple as that. And if somebody's making it where it's not fun, then you've just got to get rid of the problem. Simple as that.
I mean, we all have our real life issues. All of us. Each and every single of us has some real life issues. If you make friends, which online gaming is the whole purpose, that's why you play online and not a single campaign games, is to make friends, to make new acquaintances or whatever, lovers, relationships, husbands and wives, whatever. it doesn't matter. But you meet new people. If you wanna have as much trust in someone to share your problems to get easier, then fine, do that. But if you wanna relieve your stress on your members, co-members, it doesn't work like that. We are all here for one and one reason only, to kill some time and to forget our daily problems. Like, this should be a relaxing period of our day.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The marriage thing in the game, it's another topic for. And the Bronn will be the. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very fond of Bronn. They're one so funny guy, and I'm sorry he was waiting, but he's not responsible one. Yeah. Okay.
So the topic will be: don't marry toxic people.
Don't marry toxic people.
Don't marry anybody. Marry your old. Marry your old.
Oh, I wonder who you're talking about there.
One is have the toxic player, and the second topic for the next podcast show will be what happened when you married the toxic player. The
I was bullied into it. I was bullied into it.
Who's Bronn married to? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I took her on so you lot didn't have to deal with her.
Where are you hiding? I can't find you in the hive.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, sadly, there will always be people like that. And while we all wish the best for everyone, we try to help, but some people are helpless, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes, I agree with you, because some issues is too deeper in their personality, so you cannot deal with that. Okay, I'm sorry. We must finish this. I think we spent like almost an hour in this talk. Thank you very much for
You know, it felt
supporting
like
me.
10 minutes.
For
It
you,
felt just like 10 minutes. It really did. It flew past. Yeah.
for you, it's the time. For us, it's almost an hour. But Bronn, the next topic will be only for you. You can
thank you,
express
darling.
yourself. Thank you all. Thank you supporting me. Thank you supporting my vision. I hope we will succeed. So you can have one more Chronicles girl.
Oh.
Yeah, in the kingdom.
But
A very
Dirty
beautiful
dev.
one. Yeah, beautiful.
dirty devs, black diamonds.
Black diamonds, dirty black diamonds. Of course, the girl likes the diamonds. Don't blame the girl. Don't blame the girl. So thank you very much. You take your time and participate in this first talk show. Thank you very much, and see you on
Thank
the
you.
next topic.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
And
guys.
farewell.
Thank you. Take care and see you.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Bye bye.